Hello, my YouTube family. This is the OG Crypto Nuja coming at you with some juicy news. But before I begin, let me say I am not a financial advisor. Anything you see or hear in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered as financial advice. Remember to do your own research and consult with a qualified professional before making investment decisions. We're going to start today looking at the total crypto market cap, and it is at 1.2 trillion. It is down 2.1%. Bitcoin is coming in at number one at 30,142. Ethereum is coming in at number two at 1,831. Now below XRP is coming in at number 6 at 46 cents. Taking a look at crypto bubbles, we got FTT as a top gainer, up 27.6%. And Radix is the biggest loser, down 26%. The crypto fear and greed index, it is in greed at 62. And we're going to start the video with some bullish news for Ripple. Here is Monica Long. Let me play it.
It's really interesting to look backward. We started this journey of working with financial institutions in 2015. We would walk into banks. The original pitch was this idea of you can create an account on a public blockchain called XRP Ledger. It has a built-in decentralized exchange. This would be a very efficient way for you to conduct cross-border payments, provide you a lot more transparency. This was right after Mt. Gox collapse and Silk Road bust. You could guess that the banks generally slammed the doors in our faces. The timing was off. Since then, over the years, crypto as a market expanded a lot. There's been a much warmer embrace across the institutional world. The past couple years have been a real tipping point for institutional DeFi, where you see even the biggest banks embracing this technology as the future, and they have to adapt or die.
Exactly. It was good to see. Years ago, like she said, they got the doors slammed in their face, and now they either have to adapt or die. So a lot of things have changed since then. Moving on, we have Antony Welfare put this thing out. Excited to announce that I will be on stage at 15:35 tomorrow, 29th of June. Ripple CBDC platform for innovation, powering real-world asset adoption. Excited to be back in Romania at the beautiful Aradia Castle with many central and commercial banks from the CEE area. That is good to see. Moving on, we have Anders that put this thing out, Arthur Brito, June 2017. The XRP ledger needs to be able to scale to serve 7.5 billion people and even more devices. Did you hear that number, 7.5? That's pretty much everybody in the entire world, pretty much. I believe the global population is at or around that number, so it's pretty much everybody. Okay, moving on. Shout out to Cypress Dominicor. He has this thing put out. They are transforming the entire global infrastructure over to Web3 technologies, and there is barely any coverage about this on the mainstream media outlets. One can only assume why that is, because they know trillions are coming and they don't want you involved. Only after the greatest wealth transfer has happened will they want you to be part of it. I'm going to play it.
As always, bringing you all the realest research. Pay attention, because while everybody thinks that the most important thing is this financial infrastructure transformation, they're doing so much more behind the scenes with this digital transformation that people are sleeping on and not paying attention to. None of this will hit the mainstream media, and nobody will talk about this. This just dropped on Ledger Insights, June 22nd, 2023. Mobi DLT Alliance publishes Battery Passport Standard. Well, who is Mobi? Let's look a little bit more into them. They are a global nonprofit alliance of the world's largest vehicle manufacturers, startups, NGOs, transit agencies, insurers, toll road providers, smart city leaders, and financial institutions. So they must be systematically important in some way, shape, or form, right? What are they attempting to do? Let's go over here. Global Battery Passport Implementation Guidelines for a decentralized cross-border. This is important because it's going to play a major role later on with the partnerships. Compliant solution. And what are they attempting to do? Well, right down here it says, they're working to create standards and build a Web3 digital infrastructure for connected ecosystems and Internet of Things commerce, right? And again, they're partnered with every single major car manufacturer, some of the biggest names on the block, right? Okay, let's head back over to their website, because I really want to blow your mind. Meet our community. What do you see right there? Accenture, Ripple. Remember they mentioned cross-border? Let's go down the line. We even see right here. We see Hyperledger, World Economic Forum, Hyperledger right there. IBM, 85% of the world's payment infrastructure running on an IBM mainframe. IOTA. Let's keep going. Who else do we see? We see Quant. Oh, would you look at that? Okay. Do you all remember when I showed you all the World Economic Forum putting out this information talking about digital identity models? What's next for secure and seamless travel? This came out May 30th, 2023. Who was involved in this? Accenture, Tech Vision 2023, right? Well, let's head over to that fundamental PDF. Right here, you can see Technological Vision 2023, when atoms meet bits. And if you go up and you type in page 23 and you go down, right here, by 2028, Accenture's projecting a major car manufacturer launches a digital ledger, creating unique tokens for each car, allowing customers, dealers, and service providers to log accidents. It says right here, unique tokens for each car. Who is part? Do you like? Am I the only one seeing this? Who is partnered? Who is partnered with them? Are you all seeing what I'm seeing right now? Look at this. Okay, digital tokens for each car. Accenture, Ripple, we got Quant, we got IOTA. There's a reason for all of this. They are building a new foundational infrastructure behind everybody's back, and nobody's talking about it. Pay attention to detail. Many blessings to you all.
Once again, shout out to Cypress Dominicor. That was very good, bullish information on Ripple. Okay, moving on. Shout out to Cowboy Crypto. Founded by a former chief attorney of the SEC's Division of Enforcement, KAPLAN is one of the prominent securities law firms in the United States. No wonder Prometheum skated right through the SEC. Kaplan's daddy is ex-SEC enforcement. Even Prometheum CCO is ex-SEC. Okay, moving on from there. Again, with Cowboy Crypto, Prometheum's founder, Aaron Kaplan, is also an attorney at his dad's law firm, as we all know. Not only is his dad's former high-ranking SEC enforcement attorney, they also have a former New York Mercantile Exchange, CME Group, executive as well as a former NASD. CME Group recently launched options on its existing US dollar yuan futures in April, saying it reflects the growing global influence of Chinese yuan. In June of 2022, MUSK'S announced a partnership with DeLuca to launch BTC and ETH futures and options, which would be listed on MGEX via CME Globex, which is owned by the Terra Duffy's CME Group. Major investor in Luca is MIH and the Soros Fund Management. And here we have, shout out to Crypto Eric, she put this thing out on the Laura Shin's podcast, where Aaron Kaplan gets completely owned by Rodrigo Sierra, who is the special counsel at Paradigm. Let me play it.
The reason the SEC has basically said that almost every token besides for Bitcoin is security is because it's an application of the law.
I think what you're referring to there are, Gensler's statements about this. And as I'm sure you know, and Laura's audience will know, Gensler's statements do not even speak formally for the SEC, and they definitely don't have the force of law, right?
But then you want to use those statements. You want to use the Hinman statements. You want to say the Hinman statements have the force of law, but the chairperson of the SEC doesn't? It doesn't have a larger implication than what a head of corporate finance has? You're basically contradicting yourself, man.
I didn't bring up the Hinman statements at all, actually. And the one that's contradicting himself is Gensler. We've all listened to the videos where he argues that a lot of the tokens are not securities, and now he's turning around and saying that they are, right? And just to be clear, the law hasn't changed. It's just Gensler's political calculus that has changed. And I think if you drill down on the law, there's two important nuances that you need to understand. You can sell any asset in an investment contract transaction, and then that transaction or scheme is itself a security, right? That's going back to Howey, the seminal case interpreting investment contracts, where a court found that a promoter that was selling interest in an orange grove along with a services contract was issuing a security. But no one in their right mind would think that the orange plots were themselves securities, right? So I think the first step that you're missing, Aaron, is distinguishing between an investment contract and the ultimate object. In this
the instrument is the security.
In this case, the token, right? And I think
tokens are the security.
The second point that you're missing, Aaron, is that there's zero precedent applying Howey to secondary market transactions, right? In the case of digital assets. If you go outside of digital assets, the only case to ever apply Howey to secondary markets is Hawking versus Du Bois, which is a case dealing with real estate. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that one, but it's curious that the SEC in that case actually wrote an amicus brief arguing the diametrically opposed point that Aaron is making and that the SEC is now making, saying that basically in secondary market transactions where there's not an issue, the issuer is not a party to the transaction, there's no contract. So then there can be no investment contract, right?
So Rodrigo, we're not going to agree on the law because we just obviously have different interpretations. Yeah. Oh, wait. But then what is the best way to protect the American public? How is the best way to protect investors?
I think that the best way to protect American investors and also keep crypto in the US is to carefully consider the thoughtful legislation that has been introduced in the House and in the Senate, and that frankly, you're looking to distract from by claiming that we've solved this issue by saying that Prometheum is the path to compliance, when what you have, Aaron, is a license, but you don't have a business.
The reason the SEC...
Talk about getting owned. And the reason he's so cocky is because of his dad's connections. And man, I can't wait for this thing to play out, man. Okay, shout out here to Mr. Intuitive. Let me play.
What's up, fam? Checking in on the health of our squad. Not much going on. Tons of distractions, tons of FUD. Just want to let you all know everything will be fine. Everything will be well. Mr. Eyes right behind you, walking to the finish line. And goddamn it, trust your intuition.
There it is, letting us know we're all going to be fine. And sticking with Mr. Intuitive, just putting it out there. He's going to have a Trumors only Thursday, June 29th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can make it, by all means, make it. There's always good information there. Okay, moving on. Shout out to King Solomon. He put out Finastra completes FedNow service certification, global Pay Plus, and total messaging solution are both interesting here. Finastra is ODL enabled and can use XRP. Finastra total messaging can leverage RippleNet, and Ripple integrated into Pay Plus since 2015. Very good news. Very good news. Here we have Danelle Dixon. Shout out to her. She put out exciting times ahead as BigWage and Vibrant Wallet team up, powered by Stellar, to provide payroll solutions for Argentinians in the international workforce. And this is good to see because anybody in the crypto space is moving and growing. I would like to see that. And you know what? I also, not financial advice, but yeah, I would buy some XLMs if you can. Do your own research. And if you think it's a good buy, feel free. eGrad Crypto, shout out to him. He put out here XLM July 2024, $2 or $37. He writes, get ready for the XLM revolution. By July 2024, skeptics will be left speechless. Just like cycle 2, where it took XLM 1,187 days to reach its peak, history could repeat itself. If XLM follows the same pattern as cycle 1, we could witness a staggering 58,000 surge, driving XLM to $37. However, if cycle 2 proves more plausible, a still impressive 2,800% increase could push XLM to around $2. Brace yourselves, because XLM is about to silence the haters. Ready or not, XLM will make haters to squeak. And you know what? XLM, I believe the last time I checked, it's like around 10 cents. So even if you only get to a lower range to $2, that's not a bad, profit on your money. Just saying. Okay, moving on. Shout out to Weezy. He said the SBI chairman spotlights Ripple regulatory approval. Right here in the article says the SBI chairman shares Ripple in principle regulatory approval in Singapore, solidifying partnership in enterprise blockchain. That's good to see. Shout out to Michael Branch. He put out the Swiss National Bank will do a test run of CBDCs. It says the Swiss CBDC will be sold on the SIX platform and counted as a test run for a possible wider release. Okay, moving on. Shout out to Mason for this tweet. He put out Elon Musk will compete with XRP with X.com. He is saying X will be a 50% of the world's financial system. If you can't see this, then you are asleep. I'm hoping for a perfect marriage between Ripple and Elon, as that would be the best. And you know what? I 100% agree with Mason on this one, but I'm not sure if Elon will agree with that. But Mason and I are on the same boat on that one. Let me play.
Tell me the story.
Years.
Yeah, tell me the story about X.com.
Well, I mean, way back in the day, the idea was for X or X.com to be an all-encompassing financial services company, or kind of in like a infinite information theory way to be the most efficient database for the information that is money. The way that money currently works is, from a practical standpoint, it's still mostly run on mainframes. That's still a thing for banks. It's mostly written in COBOL. It's still mostly batch processing. So actually, the financial system is very slow. It's not secure. You've got all these heterogeneous, complex databases. So if you have a real-time homogeneous database that is just like fundamentally more efficient and doesn't have all the expenses of bank buildings all over the place and bank branches and ATMs, which are increasingly kind of redundant, it can operate way more efficiently. And so essentially, if done right, the X would serve people's financial needs to such a degree that over time it would become, I don't know, maybe half of the global financial system.
Wow.
Or some big number. I'm not sure what the number is, but pretty big. So it would be by far the biggest sort of financial institution, but like I said, not really in the way that people use.
Tell me the story.
Years.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you heard there, the man himself. He's looking to get at least 50% or a very big number, as he stated. And I got to tell you again, I agree with Mason. If Elon Musk can partner up with Ripple and incorporate XRP into that, it would be huge for both the platform X and for Ripple, the company. That would be completely fantastic. Well, okay, fam, that's going to do it for today's video. If you found this video to be helpful, would you please smash the like and subscribe? I would really appreciate it, and it doesn't cost you anything. Thank you much in advance. And the words of Stu Dog, keep your mind on your money and your money on your mind. Peace out, fam.